Okay, Malik. So you're 18-0. You're undefeated. You had some excellent preparation for this camp, as far as I'm told. Um, Tell us a little bit about your preparation through COVID-19. I know it's been different for everybody, and how you're feeling headed into Saturday night.
Well, I'm feeling great, going into Saturday night. I had a tremendous training camp. I was getting in, you know, how different type of spawn, likes of Terence Crawford, Jerron Boots Ennis, Maurice Hooker, Jamel Hearn. I went and got different looks. So now I know come Saturday night, I'm prepared for any type of look he willing to bring.
That's fantastic. That sounds like a strong camp. And obviously, you might have been on the books to fight in the spring or early summer. Has the pandemic changed your program? Obviously, it's changed your training schedule, but you feel it affect you physically on Saturday?
Uh, no, not really. It didn't really affect me, physically and this and that. It more affected, my mental, because I was set, ready to fight in the summer, and things of that nature. But that's when, the pandemic hit. So I mean, can't can't cry over spilled milk.
Understood. All right, let's go to Jeremy Harridge's fan sided. Jeremy, go ahead.
Hey Malik, thank you for taking the time to talk. I'm curious if did you watch Subriel's last fight? Did you study it all? And what did you think about his first loss to Petros Ananyan?
Yeah, we definitely watched his last fight, and what I seen, is that he's everyone looks at his record, him being 15, because he prior to that fight he was 15-0 with 15 knockouts and this that and the third. Well, what I seen was that when you actually fight him back, he's just a B class fight, B or C class fighter for real.
I know that his original promoter after the fight tried to excuse it as he didn't take it seriously, he didn't train. Do you view that as an excuse, or do you think we really saw the type of fighter he was right there in that fight?
Yeah, I really think that's the type of fighter he really is. It's that, like, if you know you going into a fight, I don't like how I train. It don't matter if the person I could be fighting could be 0-20. I'm still going to treat it like he's 20-0.
You're a very big junior welterweight, and I mean you have numerous inches over him. Do you think that you're going to be able to overpower him in this fight?
Of course. One thing I do know, he's going to try to come in there, try to bully me and things of that nature. But that's what I grew up doing, and I'm not going to sit there and let him, beat me at my own game.
Final question for me. He's got an impressive KO rating of like 94%. Do you think he's really got great power, or do you think that's a byproduct of maybe some weaknesses in his resume?
I mean, I don't really don't pay attention, to someone's knockout ratio or things of that nature. Yeah, so what he got 15 knockouts, 15 fights, and this and that and third. Them knockouts didn't come against no one that fights like me.
I hear you. Malik, best of luck, and look forward to watching you fight.
Like,
Okay, thanks, Jeremy. Let's go to Keith Idec.
Hey Malik, you obviously couldn't have gotten better sparring than you got for this fight. That's an impressive list, of course. So did you go? I think you mentioned to me yesterday you were in Philadelphia and then in Maryland. You went to Omaha also to spar with Terence.
yes, sir.
How many times did you guys spar together?
We sparred about 3 or 4 times. The first time he just wanted, to see if what I was capable of doing. And then, the last couple times that I sparred with him, he was just mainly more so with him teaching me, how to, throw punches at different angles, and him teaching me how to get out of certain situations.
How recently were those sparring sessions with Terence?
That was early. I want to say about June or July.
Okay, so it was okay. And how recently with Boots when you were in Philadelphia sparring with him?
I want to say about about 4 or 5 weeks ago.
Okay. And just overall, what do you think this fight, Malik, can do for you in terms of moving you forward in the direction you want to go?
When with this fight, a victory in this fight, it leads me on to bigger and better opportunities. It takes me one step closer to that world title shot.
Great. Thanks for your time, Malik.
Thank you.
All right, Malik. So tell us a little bit more, belabor the point, but I know you had you had a brush close to the family with the COVID-19 during the pandemic. Tell us about your mom. How's she doing now? And what was the experience like for her? I know it wasn't easy.
Well, my mother, she doing great. She doing great. She recovered from COVID-19, and when she had it, I've never ever seen my mother, look as terrible as she did. Actually, the night that I took her to the hospital, it was probably one of the worst nights that I ever seen her being sick ever in my life, because she was in her bed and she was shaking, and she just said she couldn't take it no more. So I just decided, I got up, made her put some clothes on, and I drove her to the hospital.
And I understand she spent about 2 weeks in hospital.
Yeah, she spent 2.5 weeks.
So she's a fighter for sure. She's
Yeah.
home now and fully healthy.
Yeah, yes, sir. They don't call her Ice Mom for nothing.
Well, that's great. We're really glad to hear that. And looking forward to, obviously a big night for you in your career on Saturday night. You have something else coming up special in your life, I understand?
Yes, sir.
Tell us a little bit about that.
November 26th, I have my firstborn son.
Terrific. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah. Due to have your first baby boy, November 26th. That's great. Exciting time for you. You got a friend, a stable mate, so to speak, a gym mate since you guys were boys, Tank Davis. I assume he's going to be watching the fight on Saturday night.
Yes, sir.
Will he give you a rating? You guys will speak after the bout, do you expect?
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir. We always do that.
Right. And I'm sure you'll be watching then on Halloween night for him. You typically train with Coach Calvin Ford. Is it an instance where Calvin had to be in Las Vegas with Tank, and that's why you're with Kenny Ellis for this particular?
Well, no, actually, Kenny Ellis, he's always been my head trainer. It's just that, I just don't look at, neither him or Calvin, as head trainer. I look at them, both of them my head trainer. They co-train me.
Right. Okay. Well, I don't have any other questions from the press in queue at this time, so I think we're going to let you go. Continue to prep for the weigh-in and for the fight on Saturday. Appreciate your time.
I appreciate you. Thank you for having me.
Hey, Malik, good luck.
Yes, sir.
Surael, tell us about your anticipation for this fight. It was scheduled for the springtime and, of course, got postponed like all other sporting events and many boxing matches, and now is on the schedule. We're just a couple of days away. Tell us about your level of anticipation to get back into the ring.
Esta pelea originalmente era para abril, con todo lo que le pasó con el COVID. Obviamente no ha habido pelea. ¿Cómo te sientes hoy, sabiendo que la pelea es solamente 2 días de hoy?
Pues mira, realmente física y mentalmente me siento en extraordinarias condiciones y es lo que vamos a demostrar el 24 de octubre, o sea, el sábado.
He says he feels good. He knows the fight was supposed to happen earlier, but it doesn't change anything. He feels good physically, mentally, and he's prepared. He's ready for Saturday.
Okay, terrific. I understand that you have changed trainers from Antonio Otero to Freddie Trinidad now. Tell us about how your preparations have gone with the new trainer and maybe what was the impetus behind the change.
Cambiaste entrenadores, ahora estás con Freddy Trinidad. ¿Cómo te has sentido en esta preparación para la pelea y qué cambios ha habido comparado al otro entrenador que tenías?
Pues mira, el cambio fue, ¿verdad? Decisión de mi promotor. Él hizo los cambios y nada, como empleado acatado, ¿verdad? Sus órdenes. Y van a ver al mismo Subriel de siempre, aguerrido, que le gusta destruir a sus oponentes. Y nada, estamos ansiosos.
He said the change of change of trainer, sorry, was made by his promoter. But that in terms of himself, he's still the same Matias who likes to go in there and try to destroy his opponent. And really, that's really. He said the biggest change is from himself mentally. Just be prepared, and he's anxious. He's ready to get in the ring this Saturday.
Very good. I'm going to ask the press who are joining us to use the raise hand function on this Zoom to get in queue to ask a question of Matias, of Subriel. If you have any questions from the press, please punch in. And we'll start with Keith Heidick from Boxing Scene. Keith, thanks very much.
There you go. Yes, I was just wondering what you think of Malik Hawkins' level of competition before you fought him, and do you think he's ready for this type of fight?
Tu oponente, la oposición que ha tenido comparada a la tuya, ¿tú piensas que él está preparado para alguien como tú?
Pues mira, ustedes son los conocedores de boxeo. Creo que ustedes pueden sacar sus propias conclusiones. Según tengo entendido, él alega, este servidor no ha peleado con nadie. Pues vamos a ver qué pasa el sábado.
He said, you guys are the boxing guys, and that you guys would know how to answer that question yourselves, and that on Saturday he'll give you the answer to see if Malik is ready for someone like himself.
How much motivation has it provided him to have suffered his first loss, and what does he think went wrong in that fight for him?
¿Cuánta motivación has tenido viniendo de tu primer pelea y cómo crees que eso te va a ayudar para este sábado?
Disculpa.
¿Cómo te has sentido saliendo de tu primera pelea? ¿Cómo has sentido que eso te va a ayudar para este sábado?
Cuando dice mi primera pelea.
Tu primera pérdida, perdón.
Pues mira, nada, creo que en el boxeo no hay nada escrito y cada acto tiene una consecuencia y a mí me toca afrontar las mías.
He said that in boxing, everyone pays the consequences, and he paid his consequences, considering last camp wasn't the best one, but that he's motivated this time and he's ready to prove everyone wrong and show the real him on Saturday.
Why was his last camp, not good for him?
En tu último entrenamiento, ¿qué sientes que pasó mal?
No pasó nada. Mi oponente me superó. Las excusas son para los perdedores. No tengo nada que decir al respecto. Ustedes pueden sacar las conclusiones el sábado, después de la pelea.
He said excuses are for losers. He has nothing to say. His opponent got the better of him, and that come Saturday, you'll see the difference.
And my last question for him is, how does he feel that beating Hawkins can get him back on track to where he was before he lost in February?
¿Cómo sientes una ganada este sábado con Hawkins? ¿Te va a regresar a donde estabas antes de tu primer derrota?
Pues mira, creo que mi derrota, ¿verdad?, no se borra. Para mí, no sé, todos, ¿verdad?, tienen una opinión sobre Malik. Yo tengo una distinta que la voy a ver esta vez.
Hey, Sammy, if you can hear us, the audio was a little scratchy. Can you give us a mic check, Sammy?
Mic check, 1, 2.
That's much better. Sorry to interrupt you. Please go ahead.
Yes.
No, stand by. Microphone fix coming. Anthony or Colin, Steve on the ground. Can you guys let us know if we're ready to go? Subriel, can you give us a audio check? Stand by, folks. Some technical difficulty here. We're still not hearing you, Sammy. No, we're not hearing you guys unless you can give us a mic check, please. Corey or Jason, can you guys help us out?
Yep, we're on the line
Hola.
to Anthony. Figure out what's going on.
Mic check.
There we go.
I hear you, Sammy.
Okay. Can we repeat that question again, please?
Yeah, Keith, if you're still, your line should still be open, Keith. If you can re-ask that question, please.
Yes, I was just wondering if he could tell us what he feels a win over Hawkins can do in terms of putting him back on track to where he was headed before he lost.
Realmente no sé dónde ustedes, ¿verdad? Lo tengan a él puesto en la 140. Entiendo que para mí, ¿sabes? No lo veo como lo pintan. Y el sábado lo vamos a dejar saber.
He said really that would be up to you guys and see where you rank Malik and really what a win with him would mean to you. But in his mind, he doesn't think that way. He just knows that he's just coming for the victory Saturday. And what happens after that, it's really up to everyone else.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Keith. We'll take our next question from Rich Diasio. Rich, if you unmute, you can ask your question.
Yes, sir. Yeah, thank you for taking my call. My question is there a mindset that he has to bounce back and look spectacular and go back to his ways of knocking out his opponents, or coming off a loss? Is he going to be just satisfied with a victory?
Viniendo de tu primera derrota, ¿tú sientes que debes que venir este sábado y tratar de ganar por knockout, o nada más sientes que una ganada suficiente va a ser suficiente?
Creo que mi récord apunta, ¿verdad? Se inclina a un solo way. So, que no entiendo que una derrota no debe de cambiar mis planes.
He says that a loss doesn't change his plans as to who he is as a fighter. He says his record speaks for itself, 15 knockouts. And so coming this Saturday, he's not going to change who he is as a fighter. And you're going to see the Subaru Matias you saw before the defeat.
Perfect. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. I don't know if Subaru has a prediction for Saturday. It sounds like he's coming for a knockout, but does he predict his method of victory for Saturday?
¿Cómo piensas que vas a ganar este sábado?
Pues mira, algo que me interesó de mi oponente fue que él dijo que no iban a llegar a la distancia, y estoy muy de acuerdo con él.
He said Malik said that it wouldn't go the distance, and he says he agrees with that prediction.
Great. Well, we wish you luck the rest of the way. We thank you for your time today. Good luck for the weigh-in tomorrow, and we will see you then and again on Saturday night.
Muchas gracias y mucha suerte para este sábado.
Gracias a ustedes.
He says thanks to you.